excuse it. Now that the selling is done, okay? Today I'm feeling a little awkward, right? For the first time in my life, I proved my father wrong. He said you couldn't get into IIT. I just... So here I am, guys. Goose pimples, guys. Right? And it's great to be an IIT, seriously. I mean, you guys got everything going, Everything. So, since we are in IIT, I'm also excited. Let me just tell you guys a joke about IIT, especially IIT Madras. Once a really hot girl joined IIT Madras. You guys got the joke? Awesome! Awesome! Come on. No, but seriously, they're pretty intelligent guys. Pretty intelligent, right? Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, because a lot of people are standing there, and you might not be able to see my face clearly, so I thought I'll just put in a photograph of mine, right? Okay, so over the next 40 to 45 minutes, and I promised I wouldn't take long. I would take less than 3 questions. Okay. After this, over the next 40 to 45 minutes, I need some space for running around. I'll be taking you through relationships. Okay. I'm 100% sure that's one thing you guys are missing right now. Relationships. Okay. Somebody there is really upset. Ma'am, can I have your name, please? Yes. Oh, you are really raring to go. I was asking the lady behind. Aparna. Okay. Guys, let me tell you something. This whole thing that hot girls don't exist in IIT is actually a conspiracy that goes up right to the top. Okay? I'm sure your principal, your professors, everybody is involved in this. Okay? You know why? I saw your application form, guys, the one that you filled when you join IIT. They're asking you to put in your photograph. They're asking you to fix it on the application form. And you know why? Oh, she's too hot. No. Oh, she's too hot. No. That's what they do. But anyway, like I was saying, we're going to be talking about relationships, right? Quite an interesting thing, huh? Right? Getting through IIT, quite a task, quite an achievement, felt proud to be doing it. I also tried, I failed twice, and I'm not lying. I'm not making this up because I'm standing here on the stage today without an IIT tag. I failed JEE twice. But if I knew that there were hot girls in IIT, I would have made through. Okay? I promise. Somehow or the other, I would have made through. I would have gotten it through the quota system. No, I know there is no quota. I'm talking about Rajasthan. Quota Rajasthan. Okay, I would have gotten through somehow, guys. Okay? But unfortunately didn't. Now you guys have it all going very well, huh? I'm sure you'll get fat paychecks, campus placements, right? You'll have a nice life. But there's one area where you'll always be weak, man. I'm telling you guys. I've been working for 15 years. I know lots of IITians. And I can tell you that you guys need advice on this. And girls too. Okay? I mean, it's not always in front of the comp, right? So what are we going to talk about over the next 45 minutes? Origin. By the way, I'm not feeling thirsty. Some of the world's most popular stand-up comedians drink water in between. the origin of relationships. The art of picking up a partner. I would have said the art of picking up women, but that would not have been political. So, the art of picking up partner, winning women. Hey, picking up is not winning, okay? Right? We'll be talking about that. Why relationships? Why do we need relationships in the first place? Okay? We'll be touching upon kissing. Okay. We'll be doing this is not a touch screen, right? We'll be touching upon sex as well, and then we'll be looking at the phases in relationships. Okay, you guys are all in that. You know, there can be a honeymoon even before you get together with a partner. Let me tell you. Okay, so you guys are in that phase right now, and let me tell you, there are 6 different phases in any relationship. Okay, 6 different phases. We'll spend some time there as well. The origin of relationships. How do you think it all started? 10,000 years back, when men and women lived in caves. Okay? Just like us, all hairy, no brushing, no taking bath. By the way, I just spent about 2 minutes inside your washroom there. Okay? Yeah, I think right here, right? I saw a guy coming in a vest, brushing, washing his face, everything. I don't know if it is usual or he lives in that washroom. I don't know. But 10,000 years back, cavemen. So the man would go out. He was a hunter-gatherer. He would go out, kill a deer. In the evening, he would come back home with the deer on his shoulders, right? He would come back home. And then in the cave, there would be the lady who's not gone out of the cave. Okay? She obviously cannot throw a spear or ride a horse, so she didn't do the hunting. Looking at the deer, she would come near the man and she would whisper into his ears, "Hey, you know what? If you share a part of that deer, I'll provide you warmth in the evening." Okay? She would say this. And bingo! The relationship started. The pairing started. Okay, the first relationship started over food. And then, even amongst these men, there were some men, there always are some like this amongst us, right? There would be some men who did not know how to ride a horse, or throw a spear, or go hunting. They didn't know. You know what we call them today? Vegetarians! And it is these vegetarians who sometimes would say, "Yaar, aaj na, today I feel like having some meat." So when the man would come with a deer on his shoulder in the evening, this vegetarian man would say, "Hey, what about sharing that deer? I will provide you warmth in the evening." So again, whatever be the kind of pairing, it was always over food. Okay, this was the origin of relationships. Right? And this is what we are going to be talking about. Now, fine, that's great, right? But why do we need relationships in the first place? Guys, some of the girls, or most of the girls will feel a little left out today, with about 95% of the guys sitting here being guys. Okay? There'll be a little more focus on the guys, right? So why relationships? Let's first start with men. Men need relationships for lots of reasons. Women need it only for one reason. Okay? Men need relationships. Guys, I'm not going where your minds are going, okay? I'm saying this. No, hold on, come on. Okay? No. Men need girlfriends for lots of reasons. Okay? show off. Okay? Sumit here has a girlfriend, I don't have it. How's that possible, man? I need to get one today. Even if she's a fictitious Facebook ID that I've created myself and I've added as a friend. Okay? And I've changed my relationship status. And she studies somewhere in US. Okay? All the 3 years I'll maintain this lie. Because I want to show off. Right? We need girlfriends. We men need girlfriends. On our birthdays. We don't want to die alone on our birthdays, man. If you didn't have girlfriends, who would give you greeting cards on your birthdays? Wishes, birthday cakes, who would call you? Has any boy ever called another boy and said, hey, happy birthday? No, that would never have happened. We need women because we need somebody to remember dates for us. Right? I have no idea how they managed to figure this out, man. There must be some extra space, maybe a couple of GBs more than us. Right? They know oh, you know what? Today is the anniversary of the first day we went out. Today is the second anniversary of the third time we had idlis together. And they can think of all the anniversaries. Anniversaries. Right? I think you need some water. So, we also need them for booking tickets. Is there any man here who can tell me he has booked tickets? Somehow it has always been the girls in our lives. Okay? I mean movie tickets. Huh? And why do women need men? Any guesses? We'll come there also. They need, men, so that somebody would listen to them, Yeah, the whole day she is talking to her other girlfriends, right? And obviously when the other girlfriends are not listening, right, they are also talking at the same time, right? They need somebody who would quietly listen to them. Okay? That is all they need boyfriends for. In fact, there is a research done in France which has proven that if man did not have this excessive need for sex, human beings would have been extinct by now because a woman would never have taken the initiative. Okay? Human beings, you would have all been dusted and gone. No stand-up comedy, nothing. Right? So, these are the reasons why we need relationships. Now, there are some preconditions before I would go and approach a girl and say, hey, wanna be my baby? There'll be some preconditions. Right? You agree, sir? You agree? There has to be some precondition before you would go and say, hey, I love you, or whatever you want to say, right? So, for a man, it is always how pretty she is. Okay? Not for himself. No, don't take us wrong. No, not for ourselves. It is how pretty she is for the rest of the world. That is why all men have had at least 3, 4, 5 guys come over and say, hey, yaar, I was thinking of proposing to her. What do you say? It is always that. All of us have had these experiences. Okay? That's a precondition. Now let's list down the preconditions that a woman has before she can go and propose. Okay? Whew, I need some water before I start listing this out. He has to be affectionate. He has to be sensitive. He has to be caring. He has to be confident. He has to be ambitious. He has to let her be herself. Okay. He has to provide her the freedom that she wants. He has to be a good listener. Okay. He has to be this and he has to be that and this and that. Guys, I'm telling you, this list, if I had to, continue with this list, we could continue. But let's stop it here, for the sake of our friends here. So now, and this is the reason. This is the reason why discussing this with their girlfriends is not a possibility. It's just cannot happen. Okay? And this is why a lot of the men actually are able to fool around with two of the best friends at the same time. Because they're not talking to each other. Right? Okay. Now, politically correct, speaking of partners, right? Guys, I don't know what you, I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but I'm very, very religious. I'm very, very religious, okay? I believe in God. Until some time back, till I decided to go out into the wild and pick up women, I thought God was actually a man. But no, our elders have been fooling us all this while. God is actually a woman. Yes. If she was not woman, why would she make the whole world like this? Why should everything be a man's responsibility? Going out and seeking a woman. Going out and proposing to her, I love you, baby. Or going out and proposing marriage to her. Why can't the women just step out and say, hey, you know what? I love you. Has that ever happened? Does anybody here have a girlfriend who's proposed? Oh, don't raise your hand. You're going to be in for trouble if you raise your hand. You guys, you might be called onto the stage if you just did. Okay? Does not happen. So this is why I think God is woman. Right? Now, and because of all this pressure, right? Pent-up pressure, we men have to release this somewhere. And this is why we take up smoking and drinking and all the other things that we do. Because of all this pressure. Nothing else, guys. Nothing else. Right? So when a man is forced, man being the guy man, okay? He retaliates. Man retaliates. So in the 1970s, he kind of templated this whole art of picking up women in the 1970s. It happened in singles bars. Okay? There were two ways of picking up women in a singles bar. You went inside, you waited for a lady to flip out a cigarette. Okay? Or you waited for a lady to keep down her wine glass that was empty. Okay? When she flipped out a cigarette, you just, may I, did it for her. Okay? And bingo, conversation started, right? Conversation started and you're friends. You cannot refuse somebody who was offering light, right? The problem was, as always, even today, even in IIT, right? About what, 7% girls in IIT Madras? Am I right? Even worse, right? Yeah. So here, around this single lady who was sitting, poor lady, wanting to take out a cigarette, she was thinking, oh, if I take it out, then 15 men will come and light the cigarette for me. Right? So, all worried. And sometimes, some women, they just were not aware that 15, 20 guys are, waiting outside with the lighters inside the pocket and with the hand, the thing just waiting, oh, may I? And then they're like, in fact, in the US, there were lots of incidents reported. A couple of men were burnt alive because of this. And sometimes the whole singles bar was also gutted, right? And the other part was you buy a drink for a lady. The moment she's done, you just order, hey, you want one more of the same? She says yes, and you have something going. Then the government saw this. Okay? The government saw this. What? Men and women have figured out a way to meet? They were already reeling under this population explosion thing, right? They didn't want men and women to meet. Even now, they don't want men and women to meet. Okay? Bullshit. Smoking does not cause cancer. Okay? They just didn't want us to meet that lady. They said smoking causes cancer. Smoking in public places, not allowed. Drunken driving, no drunken driving. Hello? If no drunken driving, why do they have parking lots in the malls where there are pubs? Right? So this went on, guys. People started picking. once you have picked up a woman, doesn't mean you have won her over. For a lady, it is very easy to win over a guy, right? We all know that. I'm sure every lady sitting here would accept, I can get him like this. Like this. When I want to. Where I want to. Like this. Okay? But for guys, it's a lot difficult. Very, very difficult. I mean, you take her to a restaurant, you pay the whole bill, and she starts thinking, man, this guy paid my whole bill, something is fishy. Okay? You take her to the restaurant, you go Dutch. What? Can't you pay my bill? Huh? You don't take an interest in her makeup kit. You're not sensitive, you're not caring. If you start taking an interest, you've got tendencies you can't talk to her girlfriends about. Okay? And a whole lot of things. Right? Whole lot of things. So let me tell you guys, winning a partner is all about telling lies. Especially if the partner happens to be a lady. Oh, nice skirt. Goes amazingly well with those boots you're wearing. Okay? But before saying that, make sure she's wearing a skirt. Okay? Oh, what did you do to your hair? I see an extra bounce. And when you say that, look at her hair. Okay? I don't know why you guys clap so much for this. Seriously. Winning the partner, you say things like, hey, you know what? I was just walking behind you and you passed that bus stop and all the men at the bus stop fainted. Let me tell you, she will buy your line. You just have to say it the right way. Okay? And sometimes, even though it may seem right to you, don't end up saying statements such as, hey, what deal are you wearing? I was walking behind you and everybody in the bus stop fainted. That's a wrong thing to say. Okay, that's a wrong thing to say. Right? Winning also, it's quite an art. There are lots of guys who are married 10, 15 years and still haven't been able to win over their partner. Let's spend some time on kissing as well. Quite a fine art, if you ask me. In fact, in France, I don't know, you guys can Google if you want to, there is a minister for love. Okay, there's a cabinet level minister for love. Okay? You don't believe me, do you? No? Okay. Have you tried your hand at kissing? Gentleman in the yellow t-shirt and brookie. Have you tried your hand at kissing? No? Right, it's like this. Right. Okay. And your parents are not, it's okay. Okay, so kissing, guys. Let me tell you how it originated. Right? I mean, being IITians, some of you may know, some of you may have Googled what is kissing. Right? Some of you may have seen some YouTube videos how to kiss. I think there's a Facebook page, and I saw a lot of IITians, there's a page saying kissing tips and all that. So you guys know that God first created Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve. Oh, by the way, this reminds me. Those vegetarian friends, remember we spoke about? Huh? They believe that it is not Adam and Eve that God first created. They believe God first created Adam and Steve. Okay, not Adam and Eve. Anyway, let's go back to Adam and Eve now. So both having fun, and Eve being Eve, right? She said, why is that a forbidden fruit? Okay. Let me tell you, men are more God-fearing than women. Women just act it out. Okay? Men are more God-fearing. So Adam said, hey, God has said, don't eat the forbidden fruit. He said, so what? So what if I eat? And she actually ate it. And obviously back then, there were no knives, forks, salad forks, etc. So pieces got stuck on her cheeks. Right? And Adam didn't want Eve to get caught by God. That is, he cared for Eve. So, he just took his lips nearby and removed the pieces from her cheeks. Okay, with his lips. Sorry? Amazing! Amazing, guys! We need to give him a hand. Amazing, guys. Wow. Man, what's the strike rate? Huh? We are about 300 here and one guy gets it. And IIT Madras, I'll tell you why he could not remove his hand. Because he was holding 2 plantain leaves aage and piche. And it is because of these plantain leaves, okay? There is a school of thought which believes that Adam and Eve were South Indians. Okay? Somewhere around Madras and Road. So this kiss by Adam, or rather this act by Adam, was recorded as the first ever kiss in the history of the universe. Right? And because it was in an attempt to save Eve from God, that very act got associated with caring. You know? I kiss, I care. Right? But then it spread like wildfire. It's such an exciting thing, right? It spread like wildfire, everybody kissing around. Hey, hey, hey. You know? And soon it spread to the cavemen. All hairy, no brush, no face, nothing. Oh, God. Imagine you having to kiss one of the, cavemen, man. Seriously, it's crazy. And that is why, if you notice Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie trying to kiss now, they're a pair, right? Huh? They're a pair, right? Yeah, one never knows with these guys. They keep kissing. So, so because when the cavemen, they would kiss, quite a lot of them would faint. Huh? Faint. So they decided, hey, listen, it's a pact, okay? From now onwards, when we kiss, we just move our. That's why you have these scenes, with the head tilted, okay? When 2 people kiss today, they tilt. Actually, there's no need to tilt. They just try to keep their nose away from each other. Okay? And this very, very innocent act 10,000 years back has put us under a lot of pressure now. Okay? First, to get a girl to kiss itself is such a challenge. Right? And then when you get the opportunity, you don't know which way she's going to turn her nose and which way you have to turn her nose. You're going, oh, left, no, right, no, left, no, right, no, left, no, right, no. Right? And then you realize you're turning in the same direction. Right? Imagine, man, seriously. And imagine if she also had her glasses on. Okay, so as we moved, kissing, like we said, we just discussed, the origin of kissing was in Madras, right, with all the plantain leaves and all that. So it moved to further nations and it finally moved to Britain. And then the French also came to know. They said, what? What the Britishers can do with their mouth closed, we can do with the mouth open, man. We are way better than them. And then they brought in the French kiss. Right? And so, with time, this whole kissing became the first, or rather the opening act of sex. Shut up. Whoa. I'm a pretty small man, like I said. I'm 165 centimeters tall. I'm in the height, right? Oh, can you guys? Oh, no, guys. guys, no. Okay. So, you're pretty nice, intelligent bunch of people, right? I should actually not be speaking about sex to you guys, rather telling you about sex. I'm sure you guys have given it a hand, right? No? You have? Okay. Okay. If you haven't, then the latest edition of Playboy is pretty good. So, pretty interesting topic. Actually, your principal and I were going through some of the application forms you guys have filled, okay, when you entered the college. He's a friend of mine. And some of you guys, very, very innocent, I should say. I think you guys really spent a lot of time with the books. There was a column in your application form for sex, and quite a lot of guys have said once a week, twice a week. That would have been fine, huh? But the column just below that, there was age. And quite a few guys said since 14, since 15, since right? So I should be the wrong guy talking to you guys. You guys seem to be already experts. So I grew up in a small town. Huh? There's a tier 2 town called Madurai. I don't know how many of you guys know Madurai. Oh, that's very insulting. Anybody who knows? Oh, great. Oh, okay. No, you don't have to keep my heart. It's okay. So, so while growing up, I only had to, let me tell you, I had to rely on phone sex, okay? I'll be honest with you guys. But it's very costly, right? STD and all. And I mean, not sexually transmitted disease. I mean, STD, the standard trunk dial, right? Very, very costly. And I think around 18 or something, I got my first girlfriend. Let me tell you, that's even more costlier than STD. Okay? And you don't just pay financially, you also pay emotionally, guys. Okay? That happened. And then, I think 2 years after that, I had the real sex for the first time. Not the one you guys are used to, okay? Real sex. But you got to take it at face value, huh? I can't prove it to you guys. Back then, they didn't give any receipts. Okay? So, sorry, you're saying something?
They don't even know.
Now, you'll have to go to a little upmarket place sometime. But that's okay. That's okay. I also, whatever, yeah. You don't have to leave just because we're talking about sex. It's okay. Some of us are just unlucky. I hope they're not going to complain, right? So, for a man, okay, let's first talk about the women, right? A lot of men, right? For a woman to have sex, there's a lot of things that have to fall into place, right? The whole situation has to be right? The whole situation. We wouldn't get into the details, but for a man, just a place should be enough. Right? And I was just talking to Neha. She's been coordinating over there. She's sitting in the corner, just in case you don't know her. Okay? We were talking, and on the way, she said, "Oh, you're talking about love relationships." I said, "Yeah." She says, "Are you going to be touching upon sex?" I said, "Yeah." Okay. So you know a lot about it, huh? I said, "Yeah." Okay. is there a Viagra for women already in market? I said, yeah. He said, oh, okay. So after they launched it for the men, they launched it for the women as well. I said, no. The Viagra for women has been around for 3,000 years. Yeah? Anybody take a guess? The Viagra for women has been around for 3,000 years. It's called dabbu, it's called money, it's called cash. Right? My wife has to hear this one. Huh? And she would agree. Okay. So, I also have to tell you this very nice, cute little story that happened in real life with me. I think I was 22, pretty innocent, right, from a small town. 22-year-old guy. One day there was this really wild girlfriend of mine. Okay. Not the caveman wild, really wild girlfriend of mine. She called me and she said, hey Jammy, you free? I said, yeah. So girls have this thing, huh? They try to sound husky. They lower down their voice when they have to get something out of us, when they want to get the best out of us. Okay? Now, I'm sure you guys don't know it yet. Okay? Get into a relationship and you guys will know. Okay? But they lower down the voice and they say, you know what, Jammy, I was thinking, I want to have sex in the backseat of my father's car. I said, wow. I said, with me? She said, come over. I mean, she didn't answer that question. And I went there at 5:30 itself, right? Waited for half an hour. After that, for about 1 hour, I was driving around the city while she was having sex in the backseat of the car. I think the guy's name was Oh Yeah. Oh Yeah. Oh Yeah. Okay? She kept on repeating that name, I don't know why. Yeah. So, just be careful, guys. Huh? It's a pretty hard thing to handle, relationships. Huh? I also had another experience. So, there will be, give it some time, there will be a moment when you would be in the arms of a girl and the girl will be in your arms. You would be locking your eyes. She would be staring at your eyes. You would be staring at her eyes. Can you guys still hear me? I was just trying to sound husky. No? Okay. So, she would be holding her head like this. She would be holding her head. The moment would be intense. At that moment, be careful with what you say. At that moment, be careful with what you say. Don't do what I did. I said, are those squint eyes? It's been 6 months and I haven't had the chance to go near to find out if they were actually squint eyes or not. Okay? So that's sex for you guys. So, now we've gone through a lot of these subtopics, etc. The most interesting being this one, I hope. Unfortunately, I was told, I have to stick to theory. Right? Yeah. So, guys, I told you in the beginning, okay? I told you in the beginning that any relationship, guys, this is templated, okay? I meet you 10 years from now, you guys would say, Jammy, you are right. Okay? This is templated. Every guy, girl, it works like this. If somebody tells you it does not, tell them no. Jammy said it would. Okay? Jammy is my nickname, by the way. Okay, great. So, this is the first phase in any relationship, getting to know phase, right? And I'm going to take the example of a couple going out and dining to explain to you the different phases. The seating arrangement around a dining table to explain to you the 6 different phases. Phase 1, notice that the power equations are equal. Okay? Both the man and the lady sit near the aisle from where the waiter would approach. And both can order or pay, okay, depending on what you want to do. In such a stage, in such a phase, if you are from a small town, the moment you enter the restaurant, you're like, thank God none of our relatives saw us. Okay? And the moment you enter the restaurant, the girl actually removes all her dupatta and everything. Okay? I don't know if they do it for the son or to actually hide from the relatives and all the uncles and aunties who are out shopping, right? So this is a getting to know relationship phase. And we're talking about very, very casual stuff. Okay, this is the phase. Girls, beware. I'm warning you girls right now. If it is the first time, beware of traps that a guy could actually put in. You know, it could be as innocent a statement as, hey, you know what? There is one more restaurant that's supposed to be nice. He's already pitching in for the next dinner, guy. Right? So that's what happens in this phase. This is second, courtship. Okay? Now in courtship, I am sure you guys would have observed this when you go out for dining. Okay? The guys in courtship generally sit next to each other. You know why? It allows them to do with their legs. Okay? Then touch the knees a little. Okay? And this leads to late phone conversations. You remember? When your shoe brushed against mine, it was so heavenly. Okay? It happens, guys. Okay? Remember? When your shoe brushed against mine, it was so heavenly. Right? Remember, the guy is still sitting next to the aisle. He's still the guy who orders and pays. Right? And they too, they're courting. Okay? Very soon you're going to get bored. So the reason why, another reason why they said is so that they could see the rest of the restaurant, and in this phase you do a lot of commenting on other people. Okay? And this is also the way a guy actually stares at other women in the restaurant. Notice, very little changes. They come a little more closer. Okay? This allows them to brush the shoulders. It's a move up from brushing the shoes. Okay? They can whisper into each other's ears. Right? But the guy still holds the... Yeah, he's the guy who will order and pay. Okay? But guys, hold on to your thought. This is only temporary. Everything is going to flip like this. Remember? Whenever she wants, she can do it. Bingo! This is the initial days of marriage. Okay? In this phase, guys, and it is very rightly said, honeymoon period, right? Where you are does not matter. When you are does not matter. What you are matters. But you get it. It's a very unconventional sitting style. Okay? The lady now orders, because the moment you guys got married, the bank accounts merged. Okay? You no longer own your money.